All right. Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday here. My name is Justin Melillo. I'm the CEO and founder of Mona. Mona is building tools to accelerate the growth of the open metaverse. And just at first want to say thank you to NFT.NYC for inviting me to speak here. So today, in just a few minutes, I want to go over some topics that we're really excited about at Mona in terms of how we can achieve this idea of an open metaverse, particularly as it pertains to spatial computing, and also why blockchain is so important in this future of AR and VR and mixed reality. So to start, just as a beginning point for those who aren't aware, spatial computing is a new term that Apple is actually coining. It means the same thing as augmented reality, virtual reality. Basically, it's this notion of how we can start to bring our digital assets, 3D content, bring them into the world around us in a way that's really seamless, and also be fully immersed whenever we choose in more of a virtual reality setting. Spatial computing is, today, is actually revolutionizing a number of sectors across gaming, entertainment, art, and business. A few examples for gaming would be something like Pokemon Go by Niantic, where they actually have now over 81 million active users that are catching Pokemon, running around on your mobile phone, interacting with digital characters. Entertainment has a number of use cases as well, and hundreds and millions of daily active users across social platforms like Instagram and Snapchat, with creators who are building these AR face filters, where users can literally augment their faces, their surroundings, even play games, in the real world using their mobile devices. And then you have many examples across art. You have many artists, many NFT artists, and also traditional artists who are also bridging that gap over to NFTs, such as Tom Sachs and Tom Sachs Rocket Factory, who have recently built over 6,000 immersive worlds and planets actually on the Mona platform, and also released a collection of 3D stuff, digital objects that are works of art that you can now experience on devices like the Apple Vision Pro or through your mobile device in mobile AR. And then there are a number of business use cases as well across education, industrial training, et cetera. Apps that allow people to have a stronger telepresence where you can feel like someone's actually in the room with you, and you can interact with content and data in a new way. So I'd love to talk for the next few minutes about what the future is going to look like, and when we're actually going to get to a point where we're all wearing these devices, we're all walking around in the world and playing with our digital assets in a new way. I firmly believe that over the next 10 to 20 years, spatial computing, devices like the Apple Vision Pro, like the Quest 3, they're actually going to come to fully replace our smartphones, computers, virtually every screen that we have. I think Apple is really smart in coining the term spatial computing and moving away from something like augmented reality, virtual reality, metaverse. Because when you think about what spatial computing means, it really is a new paradigm for how we interact with an operating system, how we interact with computers, but also how we interact with content and the world around us, and also how we connect with each other. So over the next 10 to 20 years, we're going to continue to see devices get stronger. We're going to continue to see chipsets that get stronger, but also the form factor of devices are going to get smaller and lighter, and it will eventually reach a point where they're just like a pair of glasses. Many groups are working on contact lenses, and then there's even BCI or brain-computer interface. So the next couple of decades are going to be really, really interesting, but underpinning all of this is this notion of digital content, our 3D assets, and how we're actually going to bring them into the world around us. And this is where blockchain enters the picture, and why blockchain is so important. If you look at the global games market, it's upwards of over $250 billion a year. People spending billions on gaming skins and digital assets and power-ups and upgrades across all types of games, not just more like metaverse immersive social games, but even casual games, which I would lump into this category as well. The reality is, and I think many of you here probably already get this, you're at NFT.NYC, the reality is with Web2 games, you don't actually own those assets. And to me, digital asset ownership amounts to, if I buy an asset, I can actually bring it with me wherever I want and use it however I want. I actually own it like I would own a physical object. But the reality is in these games, you can't take your asset out of the game. You can't bring it to another platform. And you run into a whole slew of issues, such as, if the game shuts down or, if the company's servers get hacked, you could lose all your data and, in essence, all the value that you've built up in that platform. This is why blockchain is just super important, because it actually allows you to have verifiable ownership, creation and ownership over your digital assets. And when you think about spatial computing in the next 10, 20, 30 years, when we're interacting with 3D content on a daily basis in our everyday lives, it's really important that our assets, our 3D content that will begin to feel more real, more like physical objects, it's really important that we can actually verify that we own these assets, that we can actually take them with us to different experiences and use them in new ways. Another great example of this is recently you've probably heard of, actually it was in 2023, I believe, a CSGO skin sold for $400,000. Again, imagine if not being able, spending that much money on something, but not being able to actually bring it with you to another platform or use it in another way. Blockchain just introduces so much more value to the system, but is just so critical when we think about how we're going to interact with the world and how we're going to share our content with others. So yeah, I know this was just a few-minute presentation. I know we have like a little bit of a breakout room after this. If anyone's interested in exploring these topics further, at Mona, we're really excited about building this notion of interoperability across these different platforms. We're really excited about spatial computing, which is why we're dedicated to building tools that allow creators to actually build assets that you can verifiably own on the blockchain, and then you can actually, as an owner, if you purchase these assets, bring them with you across different games and apps, including on the Apple Vision Pro, across to different Unity games, Unreal Engine games, but also in a way so that your assets actually remember where they've been and can provide further value across different platforms. So if you'd like to chat with us more about this, we're going to be in the breakout room, I think, right across the way. And if you'd like to learn more about what we're doing to build the open metaverse, and if you'd like to get involved, visit us at monaverse.com, follow us on Twitter at monaverse, or drop me a line over email, justin@monaverse.com. So thanks again for your time here, and let's build the open metaverse together.